Hey, I'm Supats, lifelong solopreneur. Now living my life with only one passion to help solopreneurs to launch their digital products on fast track so that they can be profitable as fast as within 1 week, and they want to scale, they can join the membership. And as a bonus, I show them how they can sell their digital products all over the world using affiliates. Without further delay, let's get started. Welcome to New Beginning Inspiration for
Are
You
you waiting for me?
podcast. And as you know, we always have special guest. We always have, and today's guest, he is really special because he is talking. He's going to talk about the main concern many people have currently. AI has become so prominent in past few months, or I can just say couple of years, that people are really worried whether AI is going to take my job, AI is going to take my business, or oh, they have so many questions. But any new thing, whenever it comes to the market, yeah, you should look it as a tool, and how you can utilize that tool into your small business, and so that you can be more productive, and you can actually delegate the mechanical things, and you can still use the strategy and brain in your business, and you can flourish. And who is a better person to talk about that than Ken Cox? He is going to tell us about how small business owners can use AI to flourish their business, to make themselves more productive, and make their business really a revenue generating machine. So, without further delay, let me invite Ken. And Ken, the stage is all yours. Thanks a lot for coming as a guest on New Beginning
How are you
Inspiration
doing
for You
today?
podcast. And I just can't wait to hear what you want to tell us about how AI can impact small business owners. Thank you.
Yes. Sue, thank you so much for having me today. And really, what I want to tell users today is that AI is absolutely scary. It's something that we need to work on. We need lots of government regulation. We need there's a lot of work to do. However, AI is here right now, and your competitors are using it. And um, the beautiful thing is that it's been democratized so quickly. The price has been dropped so fast because of AI that we're now in this transition to where big companies were using AI, but now we can really get down to the small Main Street business, your yoga studios, your med spas, your chiropractors, local grocery store, owner operated businesses, car dealers, all that stuff can really start using AI in meaningful ways inside their business. 2 years ago, roughly, when ChatGPT landed with 3.0 or 3.5, it changed the world. And I've not seen a change on the internet quite as drastic as when 2007, when Mark Zuckerberg said, "Hey, let's start using our real names on the internet." Before that, it was completely absurd to use your real name. That was the last big change that I've seen in the internet socially, right? Bitcoin was a big change, but didn't change things socially. But AI is changing things
So
in a
tell me,
social
tell
way
me
as
about
well.
your journey. Tell me about how you got started into business. And I'm pretty sure when you got started, AI might be around, but it is not as prominent. So I want to know more about your journey, how you got started into the business.
Oh, so I started in business at a very young age. I was a kid that had a lot of problems, a ton of problems. I was early alcoholic, drugs and alcohol. I'm adopted. I spent a lot of time in detention centers as a kid, and um, really dyslexic, and it's really challenging for me to read. But I had a lot of emotional problems that I had to work out. And my therapist immediately said, "Hey, you need to write every single day of your life." And for all of my problems, my mother was a strong advocate for me to communicate in ways that worked for me. So, I remember I was 7 years old and she got me a Brother word processor. This is 1982, right? So that I could start typing and instead of handwriting, because I couldn't read my own writing or anything like that. And that's when I fell in love with technology. And from that early of an age, and then right behind that is Commodore 64, Amiga, and all this technology that allowed me to create things and communicate with the world in a way that was very comfortable for me. Um, all that being said, I have problems with authority as well. So I started my own business as early as 14 years old. I started my first vending machine business, where I just had some nickel and dime vending machines at the pizza joint in my neighborhood, kind of thing. I sold my first company at 19. It was Diverse Entertainment. It was a video production company. I was doing a lot of pictures to video, if you remember that kind of industry back in the day. Uh, People would send me their pictures, and for $1 a picture, I would videotape that picture and put it to music and make really heartfelt videos for families and weddings and stuff like that. I sold that company at the age of 19 or 20, and I went to work for that company. Spent some time in the entertainment world, brief. Left the entertainment world when I was 24 years old, and I found IT as an industry, the .com industry, internet, web hosting, building websites, doing all those things in 99, and instantly knew that this was my career path, that this is what I was going to be doing for a long time, because it let me have all the creativity that I wanted for in the entertainment industry, but also the computer stuff that helped me communicate to the world in a different way. Since childhood, right? And then early adoption on the internet and everything else. So ever since then, I've been at the company I'm the president of now, River City Internet Group. I started with this team in 99, but from 99 to 2002, I saw over 40 acquisitions of different companies and was part of that process. And it was a wild time. Literally like being bought and sold and all that stuff. So in 2001, we started River City Internet Group with the goal of creating a job that we could have for the rest of our lives, that created a good income for our family, and sent our kids through school, and then let us retire and hand it off to the next person. And we've been using that to do spin-up companies ever since. We've had a couple of huge home runs. We built the back office for AOL for the Netscape project. We closed the deal to host Peabody Energy. We built and managed their data center and all their IT infrastructure for a very long time, until 2017, when they went bankrupt. And so since 2001, I've been doing River City Internet Group and hosting and these kind of small projects. But what I've been working on for the last year and a half is Nlink.com, which is a way to bring all the Fortune 500 services to the small and medium-sized business. Because when I was a kid and I didn't have anywhere else to go, those mom and pop shops on my main street are what saved my life before computers
That's
did.
really amazing story. And I was on your website and I was looking at your bio info of Ken, and you are also author of Reclaim Sobriety. So do you want to talk anything about that book? Because I'm going to deep dive into AI and small business, but I want to touch upon this book also, because this book and 12 rounds of sobriety. So will you please want to tell us more about that? Because I think this book can help so many lives. So I just want to know more.
Yeah, so I'm super grateful. I achieved bestseller yesterday on Amazon. So I am very, very excited. Um, so, and in the book, I talk about this, right? At the age of 7 years old, my first therapist, I became very violent. At that age, I was already drinking. And I got violent. I was doing things that I should not be doing. So my therapist said, you need to write every day. And I hated writing. But I did. right? And I've had better days than not. So that's where I started this process of kind of just channeling the world and outputting kind of stuff, right? Um, and I mean, I have, hundreds of thousands of pages written. Um, and I was trying to write a different book. I was trying to write a book about business, and that was my intent. And I had spent about 5 or 6 years on this concept because one of the businesses that I own is Box STL, and I train youth to go from, sixth and seventh graders into a boxing ring. And I had to come up with these strategies for them. And I'm like, wow, we can use these in business. Um, Inevitably, what I learned is creating those core values and teaching these kids how to change their mindset is how I ended up getting sober, and living a happy, healthy life in sobriety. Until I had that realization, I was living a life of I was not drinking, but I was angry about it. I didn't like it. I was mad, right? And I suffered from something called post-acute withdrawal syndrome, and I had it for a long time. I could not shake it, and um, so I wrote the business book. My author's like, "There's too much about the booze in this business book. You need to make it about business or booze." So it ended up being this Reclaim Sobriety. And I'm super proud of it, because in business we do have a tendency to push through some pains that need to be acknowledged. And there's time that you have to push through to get your business to the next level, but at some point you want to eat the fruit that business bared, and you have to be a healthy, happy person to do that. And I think there's a lot of men and women out there that are in that world suffering for that. And so I shared my story as raw and honest as I possibly could, um, to maybe hopefully help a
Yeah,
couple, and evidently it's working. So I couldn't be
and I
more
see there are
I
two
couldn't be
more
more
books
grateful for that.
actually. The one book says The Many Paths to Profit, and the third book title that really blew me away, Who Smoked All My Weeds. So, do you want to talk about those two books too? Because, hey, people want to know Many Paths to Profit for sure. Because I work with solopreneurs,
Yeah,
entrepreneurs, small business owners, and yeah, of course, they would like to know more about those two things too.
yeah. So I have a little joke book. It's a joke. Um, some people will get it, some people won't, and that's okay. It's just a joke. Uh, but Many Paths to Profit, I wrote with Kevin Harrington from Shark Tank, and I guess it's been about just over a year ago. I appeared on a reality TV show called The Blocks, and it's through Beta Blocks with Wes from The Challenge, and it was a really great experience. And I got to really test my ability for public speaking and really rapid fire kind of world. So after that, I got the opportunity to write this chapter with Kevin Harrington, and I knew that I'd been working on my book for a long time, and I think I think some people look at me and like, oh, he's a successful guy, he's a best-selling author, and all this stuff. But I used that as a crutch, right? I had an opportunity to write a paragraph with or a chapter in Kevin Harrington's book. I took it um, because I felt like, oh, this will help me get to the next level, and it may or may not have. I don't know, but it was a way for me to get exposure out there and test my feet to get over my own um, self doubt of am I an author? Am I really an author? Can I do this? Can I do this? And then um, I think to do it right, you got to do it raw.
So how was your
And
experience? How was your
so
experience to work with
practicing,
Kevin? Because we watch Shark Tank and he appears to be very abrasive and aggressive and yeah, means I don't know. Means what is your
yeah,
experience?
it was delightful. I had a really great time. Our one-on-one time was very relaxed. I think as long as you don't go at him with a trying to execute on some end result, some expectation that you're trying to get from him, that it's going to be a really great conversation. And yes, he might help you grow, but you're not trying. You can't have that expectation. It just feels too needy. So the one-on-one time was fantastic. And what I would like to say to everybody out there is that the entire experience was extremely processed, right? We knew where we were going to be. We had the updates, very much like Sue when booking on your podcast, right? The process was very narrowed down. So I knew what I was going into on every single step of this journey. When I was dealing with my editors, when I was dealing with the promoters, every step of the way. And I promise you, there were absolutely problems through the entire process. But um, when you're adjusting in training, that's not an emotional thing, right? These are just, this is how it's done and this is how we need to do it, and the back and forth is
Yeah.
always done very respectful. So I didn't have any problems. I know that there was a little conflict with one of the other co-authors, but I don't know much about it, and I'm not a gossip
So
columnist, so
you
I
also
stay out
have
of
a
it.
show, podcast show. So tell us more about that and what kind of guest you're looking for on your podcast show.
Yeah. So Clicks and Bricks podcast is currently in hiatus. We're not shooting episodes at the moment. I think about 400 episodes coming out of COVID, and this is a funny story. So I walk in my house one evening. This was before COVID or right before COVID. And I walk upstairs and my mother-in-law is watching my children and she's watching Happy Days. And I'm like, I can't believe somebody's still watching this show. And it occurred to me that everybody in that show is probably still getting royalties from my mother-in-law watching it on Hulu in my house. And I came to the office the next day. I said, I don't know what we're going to do, but we're going to start making a video every single day of our lives and publishing it. I don't care the quality. I don't care about anything else, but every single day we're going to learn how to do this because uh, when I was young, I wrote an article and published it called How to Compile FFmpeg on CentOS 3.0. That one article that I wrote. This was probably 2001, 2002. But what that title, that stupid long title means is if I want to stream video over the internet, how do I do that? Is really what it meant. And that one article has made me more money than any other single article that I've ever written in my entire life because it brought me huge clients that were, I need to do this. How do I do it? Ken knows how to do it. Obviously, he wrote the article, and they brought these giant clients to me. And I don't think I realized the impact of it then, right? But now as the media is changing and so many different modalities for every single aspect of everything that we do can be created at breakneck speed. Um, I knew that we have to get good at making videos, or at least proficient at making video and thinking about delivering content to our
Oh,
users in
yeah.
different
Videos
ways.
are converting really well. Yeah.
And that's how the Clicks and Bricks podcast was created. And basically, I needed to figure out how to make content repeatedly. And then I'm like, oh, business owners want to promote themselves. They'll come on a podcast. I just got to email them. So I just started emailing. And the first couple times I tried selling them something, it was dirty. It didn't feel good. I hated it. And I'm like, I'm just going to take that off the table and I'm just going to truly interview these people for no charge. And I'm going to publish it and see what happens. And um, I would say it's probably in the top 50 best decisions of my life to, to do that, just to commit to making and publishing some kind of video
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah, because many times people just they want to do things perfect, and then they don't do means consistent work. And regarding the video, as you said, that is a really important point. You didn't care means whether it is a really of the great quality and all, means you published, you did your task. And let me tell you, they did a study, and the same video was done with a professional photographer, and that shot was published on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram and all. And the same video was done on iPhone, and it is just a regular way. And video which was generated with iPhone got way more views than the professional photographer. So I think means basically as far as your consistent algorithms or social media algorithm also helps you. And when you are not looking for perfection, you are doing your job well, people can relate to you, and that is how, yeah, that is how you will get follower, that is how you will get clients. Because if you try to show you are really perfect, you are the best, and people won't be able to relate to you. So your example shows everything, means what people need to do. That is really amazing.
It's such an exciting time on our planet. I mean, there's so much negative as well, but the fact today that in a world that so many things are automated and scripted, this is how they happen. That originality and your self identity is the most important thing, and being something different is so hard anyway. Like it's what burnout causes. That I think small business is going to be way different over the next 20 years. People are going to be more and more independent. They're going to be doing 5 and 6 different kind of jobs, but the stuff that they like to do when they like to do it. And I think we need to embrace that and teach the people coming behind us that authenticity is the most important thing in a world where computers do most of the work.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So be weird and just be you unapologetically. Be keep doing your internal search and just live out loud,
Yeah, so
and
now
it'll be
actually I
okay.
want to get back on our topic. And so I have a question that how can you have your voice using AI? Because AI, it is quite mechanical, it is all the set format, and now we are talking here about showing your voice and be genuine and authentic. So they look disconnected. So you tell us, how can we connect and how can we have our voice even with AI?
So you answered that with transparency, and this is why we're started every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Central. Nlink.com is doing a free AI employees, how to train your AI employees. Transparency is number one. If you're taking your end user and putting them in front of an AI agent, tell that user this is an AI agent. At any time that they start feeling frustrated, get them out of that loop and get them to a real person. And that AI is really good at doing that today. So just be transparent with don't try to trick people and make them think that they're talking to a real person. Let them know, hey, and just name your AI workers something AI so that they know who they're talking to. So take your favorite tech, front desk person that you've ever had that you're struggling to find them work, trying to find their position filled right now, at a rate that's going to make your business affordable. Put AI at the end of that name and start training that AI as an employee that just answers your phone and sends text messages to that person that are relevant to the conversation and is nice to them, but lets them fail out of that loop at any time, right? Say, hey, I'm your AI agent. If at any time you want to talk to a real person, let me know, and I'll make sure that I get somebody to call you back as soon as they can, right? And I think if we manage our AI employees like that, that we're just setting ourselves up for success long term. And when your AI employee makes a mistake, it's okay. You're just gonna, we manage. They have to be managed still, right? But you can manage. One person can manage, 20 or 30 AI employees for $250 a month, and you can have them doing all your different stuff for you, and it's really cool. So there's a lot of fear with AI. How we're deploying AI employees and teaching them how to do it. They're wildly containerized. They don't have access to the main server or anything else. So they can't get too out of hand. And you do want to manage them, right? So we put the triggers in there to say that, right? If a customer is starting to seem angry or upset, we can say, hey, make sure that the manager gets that. I tend to right now, especially in the beginning, say, you know what? I want to have every call recorded and I want to review every single call. And you can see your AI giving a little bit bad information, and you just say, hey, oh, that was the wrong information. But from my experience, and I've trained well over 1,000 phone, call center people in my career,
Oh yeah.
humans do
Oh
those
yeah.
same mistakes. um, and it's a lot less emotional to retrain your AI than it is, your cousin's intern that's coming in for you. So, um, and that's the way it's going, and that's going to free the other employees up to manage those AIs, to keep refreshing them, and to work on bigger, better things in the company. Every small business I know, when the phone rings, they're working, they're doing their stuff, right? They're going to get that phone because that might mean new business. But an AI employee can absolutely be that receptionist that gets the phone, sends them information, sends them booking information, puts them on calendars for you, all of that kind of stuff while you're doing the
Yeah,
work that
that
you
is
love to
really
do.
great because again, this is all mechanical stuff, and you really don't need to get involved into doing the mechanical stuff. And yeah, and you can means as a solopreneur, I have seen that many people, they wear so many hats, and they don't have bandwidth to do everything. And so many times people ask question whether you are working on your business or in your business, and the one phrase tells that you are
Right.
using your brain and strategy for your business, and other one says that you are just doing mechanical work you are comfortable doing with. And in your business, what is your role? Is your role of CEO, or is your role of admin? And means if you can surely delegate the role of admin or graphic designer or any of those kind of, yeah, low charge roles to AI, you can still means basically perform in your business, and you can do the main things what is needed for your business, and you can surely succeed. So how can means basically I understand
Absolutely.
what AI can do for small businesses, but how can people get started and using those things? Because see, I also saw the importance of AI. I personally created some products, and which are people can use and for creating their content and all, for social media and all. And I have taken some courses for AI, and some courses never got started. I mean, I paid for them, and they said, "Oh, okay, once we have enough cohort, we'll get started," and they never got started. So, if someone
Right.
wants to start using AI in a small business, what is the first step they should do? Can you guide them? Because we know what AI can do, but I want to know how small business can get
Right.
started.
The best way for a small business to get started today with AI employees is just go to inlink.com, INLINK.com, and sign up for our Tuesday AI employee workshop. So in that workshop, we're going to show you how to train and retrain your AI employees for AI voice, for AI responding to your reviews on your Google, so that your Google My Business is better, responding to your Facebook reviews, the kind of thing that, you know, I guess probably 2 years ago, you might have been told, hey, do this, and then you used a piece of software, and every time it just said the same bit of text. This way you can, really modify that and have fun with it in new ways that are unique to you, in your business, and start creating these employees to speak your voice on behalf of you for these very specific jobs, right? I think AI people think like, oh, ChatGPT does everything, and I can just spit any question at it. But we're really taking the approach of, you train each individual AI employee for its specific task, and you keep it narrow, and you manage that employee, and look at them that way. And I think when you start doing that, your eyes kind of change, your mindset changes on what their jobs are. Uh, I don't want to get too like weird with AI here, but they are intelligent things, right? They can think, and my biggest tip for most people using AI is, just make sure that when you're outputting, say, hey, write it at a ninth grade level for me so that the average American can read it, right? And it does that so quickly for you. Um, and it's good. So it's time to start putting it on Main Street, and that's where we're at in business, and it's super exciting, I think. And this bell curve feels really amazing to me, like domain names and web hosting back in the late 90s. Every business in the country is going to need to adopt AI
Yeah, that's
employees
for
in some
sure.
way.
So, how much investment, what is the range of investment people should keep aside to get started on?
Yeah, for your average business, I hate, especially as an average business, um, the fluctuating cost structure, right? Really busy, really slow, really busy, really slow. So with InLink, we just took all that out. The $250 package is your unlimited AI agents. We also give you unlimited web hosting and unlimited funnels. We have a funnel AI. Like, people spent $10,000 on funnels. That's over. Get in there, hit that funnel AI, and you get to do it yourself. Or there's plenty of people out there that know how to work on them, so you could pay somebody to do them. But now you own that infrastructure and that baseline for those employees, for those forms and all that stuff, and we have all those things built in. So we're going to show you how to go from somebody calling. If you have a yoga studio that has a package that has a contract, they can call. The AI can send them a link to the DocuSign that signs the contract for them, right? And it can absolutely do all those things for you,
So, like two
and,
hundred
and
fifty
it's
dollar
really
per
good.
month.
So
Yeah. Okay.
per month, yes, but you don't have. I mean, you don't have to pay us anything if you just want to come to Tuesdays and learn. That's free, right? You can do that whenever you want. That's our, that we're going to educate the world, and hopefully they use our services. We like to sell our AI employee unlimited package, absolutely. But it's more important that these small businesses learn and understand kind of how to put these pieces together and just make it less scary.
So, do you want to add anything about AI and small business owners? Because I would like to know more and more. Whatever you can tell about AI and small business owner means I'm here open book because I want to learn and I'm pretty sure my audience also wants to learn. So, if you want to add, please.
I think, yes, please adopt the mindset of looking at them as employees. Treat them well, manage them, update them whenever they're doing something wrong. And if you have that mentality, it becomes so much less scary. And putting an AI employee to work in your business today, I think, is less risky than hiring somebody right off the street that you don't know. You have all the same risks of poor performance, but you can train them faster, you can watch them quicker, and you don't have a
So,
theft
you have
concern.
been in business for a while and you saw the business evolve in many, many ways. W- What is your future prediction? I mean, what do you see is going to happen within next 5 to 10 years?
Yeah. So I think the concept of somebody answering your phone being a real person, I know a lot of business owners are super passionate about that. However, I don't believe in 5 years from now, your AI agent that's answering the phone is going to be talking to the AI agent that's calling and ordering the pizza and doing all those things, right? So, I mean, people are going to be interacting with devices, and devices are going to be interacting with B2B. So, anytime there's commerce changed, it's going to be more and more frequent to say, AI bot, order my groceries this week for me, and it's going to call the grocery store's AI bot, and it's going to get it all together. And you're going to have managers managing those highly consistent, non-subjective workloads. If it's an objective workload, it is AI can handle it better than anything I've ever seen in my life. And I've seen some pretty wild, big queries um, that do all kinds of stuff, like that people probably be pretty amazed at. if they knew how delicate the world really runs with IT.
Absolutely right. Yeah.
um, AI is good at those objective workloads. How much does this cost? Can I get a discount if? Um, all of those questions that you can come up with, and you're not upset with your employee when they don't know the answer when a person calls. So don't be upset with the AI when they don't. Just train it,
Yeah,
and
and
it will
it's
know the
up to
next
you.
time.
If you didn't set all those parameters, how is AI going to reply? So it's perfectly okay, right? It's perfectly okay. So you told about
Yeah.
Tuesday meeting, and yeah, means we know your website also. So which other channels, if someone wants to look for you, someone wants to follow you, or someone wants to contact you, what are the channels?
Yeah. If you want to talk to me personally, kencox.com is my website. That's my personal stuff. It's probably not very well polished, and I throw some weird blogs up there from time to time. And I like to let my mind wander. And when it wanders, sometimes some things that are shareable come out.
So basically,
Uh,
I wanted to know AI for small business owners, and I asked whatever questions I wanted to ask. But if I miss something, and if you want to add, or if you want to give any parting message for solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, small business owner, please feel free to do it over here.
Yeah, the bar has never been lower for you to start. And not just start in giant big ways. Like you can really go for it. So I mean, if you're wanting to start your business, and this is really what I'm most passionate about, is, I'm an electrician and I want to go on my own, or I'm a dog groomer and I want to go on my own, or I work at this auto glass repair firm and I want to go on my own. And those are the guys and ladies in this country that I think are so important, that they have the opportunity to do that with the tools and resources that they need, because it's really hard to do what you love to do every day on this planet, right? Um, and I think people need the opportunity to do that, and it's possible to do it, and it's never been more possible than today. The software packages 10 years ago, um, this our software package 20 years ago
Oh
would have
yeah,
been I would have sold it for well over $1
oh
million.
yeah.
I have zero doubt in
Yeah,
my
now
mind.
means basically it is
Zero
so
doubt.
easy to start online business, and it's really, and it's very easy to succeed too, because there are so many channels, so much of help available, and it can be done even just as a side hustle on shoestring budget. And once you have a consistent revenue coming in, you can create options into your own life, and yeah, have you can live your dream life, ideal life. And that is what I have been telling all the solopreneurs, entrepreneurs all the time. And I'm so thankful that even you coming as a guest, and you are following our vision, and you are recommending exactly the same. So thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for coming as a guest on our podcast, adding so much of value,
Thank you.
giving the wealth of wisdom to our family, our community. Thanks a lot. Really appreciate. Thank you.
Thank you, Sue, so much for having me today. I appreciate you.
Hey, thanks for joining us. We are blessed to have you as part of our community, and whatever way we can help you, serve you, let us know. Please subscribe and let us know how we can help you, what resources you want. We have lots of free resources, and also free collaboration joint venture groups you can join and explode your business, because most solopreneurs quit their business before they launch their first products, and I don't want that to happen to you. And that's why we have special launch service where you can monetize your digitals and become profitable as fast as within 7 days. And if you want to scale your business, join our membership New Beginning Success Collaboration, where we'll provide you MRR and PLR products and collaborations, so that you can scale your business with ease and effortlessly. And hey, if you want to sell your digitals all over the world, yes, we will provide you affiliates more than 200 countries. So everything is possible. Just live your dream, follow your dream, and whichever way we can help you, do let us know. Thank you, and God bless you.